April 12, 1942. A dimly lit laboratory, hidden beneath the streets of Berlin. The air smells of oil, solder, and something sharp or electricity about to snap. Sparks flicker from a humming radar console, reflecting in the wide, eager eyes of Viktor Kralik. He's a man often whispered about in military circles as mad, yet genius and madness are dangerously intertwined tonight. You can almost hear the hum of the machinery as it breathes. The brass dials glow faintly, casting shadows that dance across Kralik's furrowed brow. Outside, sirens wail intermittently, echoing across the cobbled streets, reminders that war is never far, never forgiving. Yet here, deep underground, time feels suspended. Every second is a heartbeat of anticipation, every click and whir, a whisper of possibility. Viktor leans close, adjusting a tiny oscillating transmitter. His fingers are smeared with grease and ink, the residue of countless sleepless nights. The radar, his mad invention, is more than a machine. It's a window into the invisible. A device designed not just to detect, but to anticipate. To see what the enemy thinks impossible to hide. A sudden jolt of electricity makes him flinch. Its sparks leap dangerously close. Viktor mutters something under his breath, a German curse laced with frustration and exhilaration. He wipes his hands on a rag, glances at the schematics pinned to the wall. The lines and angles almost seem to breathe, forming a secret language that only he can decipher. Outside, Luftwaffe officers argue in harsh tones over the next planned operation. Their voices rise, echoing faintly through the concrete tunnels. They believe their plans are untouchable, hidden behind layers of secrecy. But Viktor knows otherwise. He has glimpsed a flaw, a crack in the armor of Nazi stratagem, and his mad radar, if perfected, could expose it. A test signal buzzes through the console. Viktor squints. A blip, a distant formation of enemy planes. Not where it should have been, according to intelligence reports. His heartbeat accelerates. Could it be? Could this crazy invention actually predict movements the generals themselves cannot see? A shadow falls across the doorway. Lieutenant Heinrich Müller, skeptical, arms crossed, eyes sharp, steps into the lab. "Kralik," he says, voice slicing through the hum of the machinery. "Are you certain this device can do what you claim? Or is this another one of your delusions?" Viktor doesn't look up. "If I'm deluded, then perhaps reality itself is too," he replies quietly, almost to himself. Yet there's a flicker of defiance in his eyes. A scientist who sees patterns in chaos. A man who thrives on questions no one else dares to ask. Müller leans in closer, watching the radar pulse. "If this works," he whispers, or creeping into his tone, "we could know their plans before they even draw them." Viktor exhales, a thin line of smoke curling from his pipe. The tension is palpable outside. The city sleeps uneasily, unaware that beneath its streets, a device born of obsession, genius, and madness might soon tip the scales of an entire war. But as the radar hums louder, a faint irregularity catches Viktor's eye. Something in the pattern he didn't expect. A hint, a shadow within a shadow. His mind races. Is it a glitch or something far more sinister? The machine clicks again. Viktor leans closer, realizing that tonight, everything might change. The radar screen flickers, casting a ghostly green light across Viktor's gaunt face. Every pulse seems to thrum in his chest. The irregularity he spotted grows clearer. On organized formation of enemy aircraft, moving in a pattern no one had predicted. Not a mistake, not a glitch. A plan. Outside the lab, Berlin's streets are quiet, but inside, the hum of the machine is deafening. Viktor's hands shake as he scribbles notes, angles, and calculations on a pad that's already covered in a chaotic tapestry of numbers. He can feel the weight of history pressing down, each line of code and each tick of the radar potentially shifting the course of the war. Lieutenant Müller paces nervously. "If this is correct, if your radar can detect formations before our intelligence even knows, they could strike anywhere," he mutters, voice tied with disbelief. Viktor nods, barely glancing up. His mind is racing faster than the radar sweeps across the screen. "Not just anywhere," he says, voice low, "but precisely where they think they are invisible. Every movement, every maneuver, it's all written in the air, waiting to be read." A sudden pounding at the lab's entrance jolts them both. Orders, inspections. The military bureaucracy that so often stifles innovation now presses against the walls, demanding proof. Viktor's pulse spikes. He cannot afford mistakes. He cannot afford to be dismissed as a madman. He adjusts the frequency, fine-tuning the radar with surgical precision. The blips become sharper, the enemy formations more distinct, and then a pattern emerges, not random. A strategy, hidden deep in coded flight pods, a plan that had been meant to surprise the Allies. Germany's next move, laid bare by a device no one thought could exist. Muller leans over, eyes wide. This is incredible. We could warn our units. We could change everything. Viktor exhales, a mixture of triumph and dread. But if they discover this radar, if anyone knows it can see the plans, they will hunt it down. And they will hunt us. A shiver runs down your spine as the room goes silent, save for the pulsing hum of the machine. Outside, the distant echoes of the city seem to hold their breath, as if sensing that the next few hours will decide lives, battles, maybe even the war itself. And then, a new blip appears closer, faster, more deliberate than any before. Viktor's eyes widen. That wasn't supposed to be here, he mutters. His hand hovers over the controls, frozen. Are they aware? Or is this a trap? The lab holds its collective breath. Outside, the world moves unknowingly toward a revelation that could alter history forever. And deep beneath Berlin, the mad raider waits, its secrets ready to expose what even the most cunning strategists hoped would remain hidden. The radar screen pulses again, each green blip etching a story that only Viktor can read. His eyes dart across the display, tracing invisible lines in the air. Patterns emerge, clearer now than ever, squadrons converging, supply routes exposed, secret depots previously thought hidden. The full scope of Germany's hidden strategy begins to materialize before him like a dark map written in light. You can almost hear the gears of fate turning. The Allies would never have guessed it. No spy, no intercepted message could have revealed the meticulous choreography of the Nazi war machine, but Viktor's radar does. Every maneuver planned with ruthless precision, every strike calculated to exploit weaknesses, now laid bare. Lieutenant Muller steps closer, voice barely above a whisper. It's all here. The next invasion, every target, every timing. His eyes are wide with a mix of fear and awe. We could prevent untold destruction if we act on this. Viktor leans back, hands trembling, not from exhaustion but from the weight of the knowledge he now carries. The room feels smaller, the hum of the radar louder, almost accusatory. He has seen what no one else has. He holds the power to save thousands or the potential to be silenced before anyone believes him. Suddenly, a subtle anomaly flashes on the screen. Not an enemy formation, something else. A minor glitch, or a signal deliberately disguised, hidden deep within the radar's readings. Viktor's brow furrows. Could this be the Germans testing their own security? A countermeasure designed to deceive anyone who dared to watch. He adjusts the frequency, narrowing the scan. The anomaly sharpens. It's a pattern, but not an ordinary one. A clandestine movement, hidden within the chaos, revealing an even more sinister element of Germany's strategy. Viktor's heart races. This is beyond anything he expected. The radar isn't just predicting attacks, it's unmasking deception itself. Muller notices the change. What is it? He asks, tension creeping into his voice. Viktor doesn't answer immediately. His eyes are locked on the screen, mind racing faster than any machine could. And then, the realization hits him like a thunderclap. This is their master plan. The one they thought impossible to trace. But it isn't impossible. Not for this radar. Not for what we've created. The room falls silent, save for the steady pulse of the machine. Outside, the city sleeps on, unaware that deep beneath its streets, a mad invention has just glimpsed the future of war. Every second now is precious. Every moment could mean life or death. Victory or failure. Viktor turns to Muller, voice low but resolute. We need to act. If this information reaches the right people, we can change the course of battles, maybe even the war itself. But before they can plan their next move, a distant rumble shakes the lab. The building itself seems to tremble. Something or someone's coming, and Viktor realizes with a chill that revealing the secret of the radar might come at a cost far higher than he ever imagined. The screen flickers once more, the enemy's strategy fully revealed. And yet, a shadow of danger looms, a silent threat waiting for the right moment to strike. The tremor fades, but the tension lingers. Viktor wipes sweat from his brow, realizing that every second they delay could cost lives. The radar sits between them like a silent sentinel, humming with the secrets of an enemy's mind. They know too much now, and in a war like this, knowledge is as deadly as any bullet. Viktor, Muller whispers, his voice tied with urgency. We can't stay here. If the Gestapo or the High Command finds out what you've built, he doesn't finish the sentence. The unspoken threat hangs heavy in the air. Execution, imprisonment, or worse. Viktor nods, eyes fixed on the pulsing screen. His hands are steady now, but his mind races. They must act quickly. The information isn't just WWII's life-saving. Yet transmitting it is a gamble. One wrong move, and the radar, along with its secrets, could vanish forever. He scribbles a quick plan on a scrap of paper, sketches of routes, codes, and the names of trusted contacts. The Allies cannot see this device. Not yet. It must be subtle, precise, almost invisible. And yet, time slips like sand through their fingers. Suddenly, a loud knock echoes from above. Not the distant, familiar sitting noise, they are close. Too close. Viktor freezes. The radar hums louder, as if sensing the danger itself. His mind flashes to all the warnings, the whispered fears of colleagues who called him mad. Perhaps madness is what allowed him to see the unseen, to predict the unpredictable, but now, madness alone may not be enough. Muller moves to the ladder, peering into the darkness above the lad. We need a diversion. Something quick. They can't know we've cracked their plan. He glances at Viktor. Are you ready? Viktor's eyes lock on the radar console. Every blip, every pulse represents not just enemy movements, but a chance to save thousands. A single misstep could doom them. His hand hovers over the lever that controls the frequency modulation, the key to masking the radar's transmissions. Then, without warning, the ceiling hatch creaks. A shadow stretches across the lab. Footsteps deliberate, heavy, unmistakably reproach. Viktor feels a chill run down his spine. This is no routine inspection. They are hunting for something or someone. He takes a deep breath. We either act now, he says, voice low but unwavering, or we risk losing everything we've uncovered. Muller nods. Together, they activate the radar's covert transmission mode. A series of rapid, coded pulses begins to send the enemy patterns to Allied intelligence, unseen, undetected. Viktor's heart pounds. Every pulse is a heartbeat of defiance, a rebellion against the looming shadow above. The footsteps pause. A faint voice calls out, questioning, probing. Viktor and Muller hold their breath, frozen in place. Seconds stretch into eternity. And then, for a brief moment, victory and danger hang in a delicate balance. The radar has spoken. The Allies have received the message, but the threat is far from over. Someone above knows something is amiss, and Viktor realizes that their gamble has only just begun. The lab is cloaked in shadow, the only light coming from the faint glow of the radar screen. Viktor and Muller exchange a quick glance, knowing that every heartbeat carries both hope and peril. Outside, the distant echo of boots grows louder, each step a reminder that discovery or death is imminent. Viktor grabs the schematics, folding them carefully into his coat. Each page contains the secrets of the enemy, a roadmap that could save thousands or ignite catastrophe if it falls into the wrong hands. He can almost feel the weight of history pressing down on him. Follow me, Muller whispers, leading the way up the narrow staircase that twists toward the street above. The hatch looms ahead, creaking ominously with every small movement. The night air hits them suddenly, cold and sharp, cutting through the tension like a knife. Viktor shivers but keeps moving. There is no time to hesitate. They emerge into the deserted streets of Berlin, empty but alive with distant sirens and the occasional flicker of searchlights. The city sleeps, ignorant of the storm quietly brewing beneath its feet. Viktor and Muller duck into shadows, moving with urgency, every sense on high alert. The radar's secret must reach Allied intelligence, must survive this night. A sudden shout pierces the darkness. Figures appear, Gestapo agents, their faces grim, weapons drawn. Viktor freezes for a heartbeat. Muller grips his arm. Keep moving. Don't stop. They sprint, hearts pounding, through narrow alleys and abandoned courtyards. Viktor's mind raced not with fear, but with calculation. Every turn, every shadow, every sound must be used to their advantage. The radar's information is a lifeline, and failure is unthinkable. Somehow, through narrow escapes and daring maneuvers, they reach a safe house where a trusted courier waits. The man's eyes widen as Viktor hands over the schematics. This is it, Viktor says, voice low. Every movement, every strategy. The enemy's next steps are all here. You must get this to London. The courier nods, slipping into the night with the precious cargo. Viktor and Muller watch until he disappears, swallowed by darkness. Only then do they allow themselves to breathe. but relief is fleeting. From the shadows, a faint click, the sound of a weapon being cocked, freezes them again. Gestapo patrols are still close, still searching. Viktor realizes that, although the first step of their mission succeeded, the true test is survival. Every moment from here on is a gamble, every shadow a potential threat. Yet amidst the fear, there is triumph. The mad invention has worked. The enemy's hidden strategy is now in Allied hands. And for the first time, Viktor allows himself a fleeting thought that genius, madness, and courage combined might just change the course of history. But one question remains, echoing through the cold night air. Will they escape, or has the radar revealed more than just Germany's plans? Dawn breaks over Berlin, casting pale light across a city still trembling from the unseen battles of the night. Viktor and Muller sit quietly in a safe house, exhaustion weighing heavy on their shoulders. Their clothes are torn, hands smeared with grime, hearts still racing, but relief flickers in their eyes. The radar has survived. The secrets it revealed have begun their journey across continents, into the hands of those who could turn the tide of war. Outside, the streets stir to life, oblivious to the quiet revolution that unfolded below. And yet, Viktor knows that the danger is far from over. The Gestapo is relentless. Reports of missing officers, unexplained disappearances, and whispered interrogations are constant reminders that their gamble has drawn attention. But what they do not yet know is that the Allies now possess a weapon far deadlier than any conventional armament: knowledge. Viktor leans back, staring at the small, humming console that remains with him. It is a monument to obsession and ingenuity, to the fine line between madness and brilliance. Every calculation, every sleepless night, every risk taken has led to this moment. He allows himself a fleeting smile, tempered by the weight of responsibility. This invention will save lives, alter battles, and perhaps even shorten the war, but at a cost he can never fully measure. Muller breaks the silence. Do you think they'll ever understand what this radar truly achieved? Viktor shakes his head slowly. No. His history rarely understands the people who risk everything behind the scenes, but they will feel the impact. That is enough. As the days pass, the intelligence transmitted from Viktor's mad invention begins to shape military decisions across the European front. Ambushes are avoided, supply lines disrupted, and critical battles shifted in favor of the Allies. The enemy, confident in their secrecy, is blindsided repeatedly, unable to comprehend how their hidden strategies keep being exposed. Yet Viktor remains in the shadows, uncelebrated, anonymous. His genius is known only to a few, whispered in military circles, dismissed by some as delusion, admired by others in secret awe. And in his quiet anonymity lies a truth that will endure, that sometimes the most extraordinary contributions to history come from those brave enough to defy convention, to trust in a vision others call impossible. Years later, historians would look back on the pivotal moments of the war and marvel at the intelligence breakthroughs that saved thousands of lives. Few would know the man who made it possible, or the mad radar that revealed the enemy's hidden strategies beneath the streets of Berlin. Viktor Kralik's invention would live on, not in fame, but in the lives it preserved, the battles it changed, and the legacy of courage, ingenuity, and defiance it left behind. And somewhere deep in Berlin, in a quiet room lit by a single green glow, the radar still hums, a silent testament to the power of a single mind daring to see what others could not.